Now, typically, I really wouldn't make a video about something like this, a YouTube family vlog channel, but I seen this bizarre situation unfolding between Austin McBroom and his ex-wife, Catherine Pays, as I guess she is under some kind of ayahuasca-induced psychosis, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But first, I want to give you guys a quick rundown on these two amazing parents right here, because these two are the masterminds behind the Ace Family YouTube channel that has over 18 million subscribers to this day. And I mean, they really deserve it with riveting content like the official Ace Family labor and delivery with 33 million views. Now, you can imagine at the height of this channel's success, this family made some good money off of these videos. I mean, Austin was actually able to buy the fam a $10 million mansion with all of that YouTube money, but that didn't last long, as in 2021, the mansion was foreclosed on and the Aces had to get the fuck off the property. So this instance of the mansion being foreclosed on will be one of the first of many times you see Austin prove that he is very financially irresponsible and damn near illiterate. Like, who the fuck buys a $10 million mansion and does not have any preconceived notion to, I don't know, maybe hire an accountant so the house doesn't get foreclosed on and you and your kids don't know where you're gonna sleep at the end of the night? 2022 would roll around, and I guess instead of just getting a real job or sticking to YouTube, Austin got the bright idea to become an influencer boxer and an event host of Social Gloves. Yeah, that's right. Somehow, some way, this guy got a few different investors together and was able to put together a boxing event, but not without ripping off a few promoters and different investors and fighters that were owed money. And ultimately, this led to a bunch of lawsuits against him. And didn't he also get brutally knocked out in the main event of his own event?
These guys lived up to that hype, that's for sure.
Unbelievable. What a finish. My goodness, guys.
Turn of events. And McBroom took some massive shots. He kept trying to get up, man.
So that is just... wow. You know, I guess that's karma for all the people you fucked over and didn't pay to make this event happen. You know, at this point, I think it's pretty evident that Austin isn't financially responsible at all. And in turn, he's lost the mansion. He lost the trust of all of his fans when he couldn't pay those fighters. He lost his jaw. He lost all of his money. And ultimately, he lost Catherine as well. You know, his wife, when she decided to leave his bum ass in 2024. You see, on top of being a glass-jawed rat that was costing his family money, Austin was also cheating on his wife. And when Catherine became aware, she went to social media with a post announcing their separation. So nothing of value was lost. If anything, I really feel bad for the kids. But even after the divorce, Austin tried to stay around the family in an RV that he was attempting to live in. And this was an insane arc for him, okay? I remember seeing some of these clips. This guy was like losing his mind.
Here's just a little update regarding my living situation. Unfortunately, I was unable to move into the home that I really wanted, and you guys know how much that meant to me because I get to be as close as I can be to my kids. But I did figure out another solution that is just temporary, but it's as best as I can do for now, and I'm happy with it. And as long as they're happy and I'm happy, that's all that matters. So this is what I did. I was able to get this new motorhome, and so I'll be living here temporary, and they're right here. So I still get to be super close to my kids because they're literally, you know, right across the street from me. God damn, it's hard to breathe here, y'all. So they got the heater to work. Thank God they got the heater to work, but the heater is now too damn hot. I'm sweating my ass off. It's hard to breathe in here. God damn.
So this is a wild fucking image. But eventually, after Austin went through this RV episode, him and Catherine actually fell off entirely. They haven't been relevant, and it seems for the most part, they did the smart thing and abandoned the internet. But you remember that little psychosis thing that I mentioned earlier? Well, there's a reason that we're here, and in the last few days, I guess our girl Catherine has actually caught some attention as she's decided to release a book. And you know, I like books. My favorite series right now is the Sumerian Tablets, but I gotta say, no hate, Catherine. I would never buy a YouTuber book. Okay, what the fuck is a YouTuber book gonna do for me? I watch you for your fucking videos. And doing a little bit of research, I've seen a lot of people say that Catherine definitely didn't write this book. It's not how she talks at all or communicates. And a lot of people speculate that she used AI. So, Catherine, if that's the truth, I am not a fan. The book is called Dolores, My Journey Home, Finding Myself Beyond the Ace Family, and I guess it's her explanation on how she found herself again after the relationship with Austin. Now, I've seen a few posts with pages of her book, and it talks about the exact moment that she realized Austin was cheating and how her life was a lie. And while I don't think Catherine is lying about Austin cheating, I suspect that she is not telling the full truth here. We know that Austin McBroom is undeniably a piece of shit. But let's not act like Catherine is some kind of saint that can't do wrong, because as you're about to find out, apparently she is under some kind of strange ayahuasca-induced spiritual psychosis. That's right. According to Austin, who decided to respond to Catherine's book, he claims that Catherine is fucking boofing ayahuasca, the South American psychoactive beverage, and is apparently convinced that she's the reincarnation of the Virgin Mary. So I want you to check this out.
When it comes to me stepping out of my marriage, I did. I 100% stepped out of my marriage, and it was completely wrong for me to do it. I take full accountability. If I can go back and change it, I would. And I'm sorry for that. I truly am. Her acting like she had no idea what was going on, that is a complete lie. Catherine knew what I was dealing with for a very long time. I would come to her and I would voice how I feel about how I felt like I was getting no affection from her. There was a year period where we had no sex, and I would vent to her telling her what I needed. And her exact words verbatim on my kids, she said, "Just don't make me look dumb. Don't embarrass me." I don't know what that means to you guys, but to me, it sounds like, go do whatever you need to do, because I'm not capable of giving you what you need. So Catherine tells you guys that back in 2018, 2019, I basically ruined her life because I stepped out of our marriage and she had no idea, when that is not true at all. She knew exactly what I was doing and when I was doing it. So much to where she stayed with me another 5, 6 years after that. When she first came to me and told me that she wanted to do ayahuasca, in my head, I was 100% against it. Something that I do not believe in. I believe in God. But because I'm such a supporting husband, I wanted to support her as much as I could. And so I let her seek that journey, and that's what she did. Through her ayahuasca journey, she was telling me how one moment she felt like she's a psychic. The next moment she felt like she was a healer. The next moment she turned me into a mermaid. I was being as supportive as I could. She even went as far as telling me that she was the reincarnated Virgin Mary. And that she no longer wanted to have sex with me, and she didn't want to use her body in that way. You guys put yourself in my shoes, and if your significant other told you that they were the Virgin Mary and no longer wanted to have sex with you, what would you do?
So it's always going to be fuck Austin McBroom. This guy's a douchebag, but why do I believe him? Why do I actually think that Catherine said that stuff about being the Virgin Mary and how she was going to turn him into a mermaid? I mean, don't get it twisted. I 100% still think that Austin went about this the wrong way. I mean, I don't care if she gave you the pass, bro. You should never cheat on your wife. That's just a pro gamer tip. One of the more concerning moments would arise when Austin would claim that Catherine hosted an ayahuasca session, okay, where a bunch of people came through, all the homies, and they got tripped up on the ayahuasca, but allegedly, one of the indulgers was a 12-year-old. So clearly you can understand how this is going to raise concerns for someone's kids.
Here are the messages that I came across that I didn't know what to think of it. And that's why I took her word and believed her, because I had no idea what the fuck this meant. What type of language is that? And decided to do the ayahuasca ceremonies and her hosting them at her house, in her home where my kids lay their head. Here is a photo of all of them in Catherine's house. experiencing the ayahuasca journey that they had together. And this boy right here is only 12 years old doing ayahuasca. Mind you, no one here is a professional.
Austin also claims that Catherine is tripping off ayahuasca at least once a month, and I'm gonna tell you that is not good. You are not supposed to do that.
And it got so bad to the point where she was doing it once a month. She became addicted. Usually people do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times in their entire life, but she was doing it once a month.
And I already know that Austin isn't a trustworthy guy. He could be lying about all of this, but really think about it. Doesn't it make sense? I mean, think about those messages he just showed us. And it's also about to explain Catherine's bizarre change in personality. So this is the moment that you've all been waiting for. Catherine has responded to Austin's video here, and look, it's not too long, but in such a short span, boy, does she say a lot.
No, I never said that, but I will say that everyone who knows me in my life, like everyone who knows me personally, knows how deeply connected I am to Mother Mary. I even have like necklace, like I always wear her on my neck, and I even have a statue of her in front of my house for protection. But I will say, like, I just feel like since we're all one, you know, like we're all connected, she's within all of us, and you can connect to her at any time. And yeah, I just feel like that's such a deep thing that like I carry with me in my life, and I'm so connected to her. And yeah, I feel like that's probably why he said it. But yeah, I never said that.
Ain't no fucking way, bro. She actually said that shit. You know, you can just tell she's a horrible liar. Catherine told Austin McBroom that she was the Virgin Mary reincarnate, and that's why she couldn't fuck his lame ass anymore. I mean, this is embarrassing. You're a grown-ass woman talking about how you're the Virgin Mary reincarnate and how you're so spiritual, bro, and I'm doing ayahuasca at the house where my kids sleep. Like, I'm sorry, Catherine, but you're not making it easy trying to defend you here. I mean, I got a clip of you from 2021 where you're talking about how you are a mermaid. And unfortunately for you, this makes Austin's claims from earlier about how you said you're the Virgin Mary reincarnate, you're going to turn him into a mermaid, a little bit more reputable.
I'm thinking it in my head, but my higher self conscious is speaking for me, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, am I a freaking mermaid right now? This is insane. So I go and I tell Derek, who was doing it for me, I go, well, I'm a mermaid. And I go, I live here. And he's like, okay. And so I realize that the reason why I've been scared of the ocean is because in that life, I had a trauma with the ocean. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to live in the ocean, but I had no choice because my father in that specific lifetime was a king of some sort. In that life, Austin was actually my husband. So it wasn't physically him, but it was his spirit. Austin was my husband. He was a merman. And Elle, Alea, and Steele were also my children in that lifetime.
So clearly we should all be familiar with what a mental health episode looks like when it's happening in front of us. And while I think both of these characters are very shady individuals, for the sake of their children, I hope they both get the help they need. Especially Catherine, and I don't want to underplay the psychological aspects here at all because I feel bad for Catherine. Because while Austin was out cheating and training for fights and living out his dreams, she was at the house, raising children, assuming a lot of responsibility. I can only imagine why she lost her fucking mind. But this was a bizarre situation that I came across, and I did want to talk about this disturbing Ace family downfall, so let me know what you made out of the video in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notifications, and maybe even click a video on the screen, or I'm gonna turn you into a fucking mermaid.
The next moment, she turned me into a mermaid.
What we do here is go back.